Hi, welcome. My name is Miss Cindy Renteria to Savoy Home-Based Baker Ripley Infants Video of the Week. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for for giving us your time and watching this video. And as you know, we start off with our greeting song, then we move on to our book, and then we talk about our activities and then the resources that we have available to you as well. We're gonna go ahead and start off. Can you guys believe it? We're already gonna be we're actually in mid-May already. We're moving along. We're almost ready to close the year. You guys have been so great. We've seen a lot of improvement. We've seen families growing as well as the kids growing as well as us. And we want to always give you guys a thanks. Without you, mom and dad, this is teamwork. And, as you know, us working along together can make things go awesomely well. So I start off with my greeting song, which is gonna be Miss Cindy's here today. Miss Cindy's here today. Clap, clap, clap. Miss Cindy's here today. So of course, we do have the baby ones that are still not able to move, to do to clap or to follow, but we want to get in an eye level with them and we want to sing to them. You may say, Wilson's here today. You want to say their name, or you want to say your name. Mommy's here today. And you want to be singing and, observing your baby while you're singing, doing this one-on-one time. And for your older ones, let's say 6 months to 9 months that are able to sit down, you want to do hand over hand and clap with them while you're singing the song. And you're going to see that they're going to find this amusing. They're going to be smiling and laughing. Or you can even sit across the mirror while you're singing this song and put them in between your laps and hold their hands and start singing and clapping. And they're going to be both doing, and that's another activity right there and then. You're doing two activities, singing and you're observing each other in the mirror. For our ones that are able to clap on their own, we want to start saying their name clearly. We want to add our name. We want to add mommy's name, any sibling's name, daddy's name. We can already start adding more names to our song and let them babble out, start singing it. I know many are already saying mommy here, or they're just clapping, and that's good. Eventually they'll be able to clap and sing throughout the whole song, which is good. That's what we want. So the book for the week, we have what it is, words. And this is the kind of books that you want to be reading to your infant. You want something that is more of a solid picture, and of course you want color, and you want it to be more of a whole picture in a page instead of having little tiny pictures all around. So this is a great option for reading to our little ones at home for the first words, and also, beginning the reading skills. And this is something that is easy to recognize pictures, and and it will teach your taught, it'll teach eventually our growing toddler the names and so of different words. So this is what we have here. We have the front of the book and we have the spine and the back of the book. We want to continue this routine of naming each body part of the book. Maybe now you feel, well, he's just little, he's a baby, he doesn't know, but repetition comes a long way, and that's what we want, repetition. So if you continue to do this, so maybe by the time he's 15 months, he'll be able to tell you on his own. This is the front cover, the spine, and the back, and he'll be way more prepared for when it's time to go to Head Start. So this is what we have here. We have socks. So this is the kind of pictures that we want, socks. And we have a ball. Here we have a truck, a sippy cup. Many of us know this one. We have a flower. And then we have a fish. A yummy banana, a yellow banana, and a red car. We also have a blue chair and a train, a choo-choo train. We have a red airplane and a teddy bear. And we have a dog, an actual Dalmatian. And here we have a boat, a boat. This is the kind of books that we want to be reading to our little ones. We want it to be more easy to recognize pictures, more pictures. And just using ourselves, our language, we can expand it as what color the truck is red. The sippy cup. What do we do with the sippy cup? Implement it as the age of your infant. If you have 0 to 4 months, you just want to read and be able to show them the pictures. If you have a little bit older, which is 6 to 9 months, you want to start expanding it and saying, it's a blue card, it's a red card, it goes choo choo, it goes beep beep. We want to start adding to it. If they're 9 months to 12 months, we want them to be able to repeat after us, ball. Sometimes automatically they're not going to say ball back to you, but eventually they will be repeating after us. So we want to be able to show them our mouth as we're saying the name socks, ball. Kids, younger kids actually learn by the way we move our mouth and when we're moving our mouth. So that's a perfect way to do when you guys are doing one-on-one reading with your little ones. So this week we have a double visit since we're trying to aim to our 46 visits, and we're almost there. We're almost going to complete all our visits. So this week we're going to be doing 2 visits again. And what we have here on the first one is calming your baby. This is a handout that you received, which it says calming your baby. I'm going to go over it with you. Though it may not seem possible, young infants do experience stress. Babies are sensitive to the stress adults feel, on their own experiences can generate stressful feelings. For example, babies experience stress when their needs are not met. They cry when they are hungry, overtired, need to be changed, or they're getting too much or too little attention. Not attending to our crying baby can cause the baby to feel stress. Babies also experience stress because they are constantly subjected to things and situations they have never encountered. So this is what we can do. This is what you can do as moms and dads in trying to calm your baby down. Stress comes in many, many different ways. It may not be that you're the one encouraging the stress, but sometimes we can't do nothing about it. It just puts our baby in that situation. You can tend to your baby quickly when she cries. Babies who are responded to quickly tend to cry less and therefore are less stressed. You can teach your older infant how to take a deep breath by asking him to pretend to smell a flower. How do you smell flower? You breathe through your nose and then blow out a candle. You're gonna tell them, let's breathe a flower. Now blow the candle. This is a great, great strategy to do, even as when they're growing. Even for our older infants, we can teach them this. When you see that they're getting stressed and they're getting anxious, where you want to say, let's smell flower now. Now let's blow a candle. And that will help them release the stress, even for us, moms and dads. Also, if your baby is feeling stressed, hold her close and breathe deeply. She will eventually regulate her breathing to match your breathing. Some babies respond to the feel of their bare skin on bare skin. So that's another tactic. Oh, I don't have a baby around me. What you can do is, like, if your baby is crying and crying and you don't know what's wrong, when we calm, you want to take deep breaths while you're holding your baby. And that's going to regulate your heartbeat. And since you're holding your baby, it's going to help your baby regulate the heartbeat, and the stress levels will come down for you as well as for the baby. A crying baby makes mommy and daddy stressed too. So both of you being able to calm yourself, you both be able to calm one another. This is what this handout. And then what we have here is picture pointing as the activity for this week, which is one of the activities for this week. What we want in our primary objectives that we're going to be working on is also uses and appreciates books in other context. Other text, which is here, we added this in your packet. We have a truck, an airplane, a bear, and a car, which matches to our book. This is what we want. It says you need a picture book. If you have a picture book at home, that'll be great. If you don't, that's fine. That's why we added these pictures to here. So what we want is, you know how you have here, you can cut these out. And you want to be using these for your baby. If you don't have your book, you can use this. You can say truck, airplane, bear, car. So Set up the As you read, talk to your child about the pictures. Encourage him to point. Well, right now we're not going to be, our little ones won't not be the ones pointing at it, but you be describing it and everything, and you be pointing at it. And you want to say, if you have a smaller infant, which is between 2 to 6 months, you're going to be the one saying truck. This is a truck. This is a bear. If you have between 6 to 12 months, you want to encourage him to repeat after you. You want to say, can you say truck? Can you say truck like mommy? Maybe you find them saying car a little bit easier than them saying car truck. So that's what we want to do. Also, you want to plan opportunities for books and reading based on your child's natural preferences. If she enjoys looking at books in the quieter times of the day, read books during quiet moments and before or after naps. If she prefers to physically hold and explore books, read a story beside her and allow her to listen while you read out loud. A lot of babies like to do reading at a quiet time. They want to be laying down, they want to feel restful when they're actually time for reading. And then you have the other infants that they rather be touching the book and they rather be listening to you and touching and pointing and trying to put it in their mouth. So you want to find the right time that you do this reading time. And there's never a right or wrong place or right or wrong time. You, as mommy and daddies, you will get to know your little one and you will start learning to see, oh, you know what? I've noticed that Sophia likes it when I read to her when she's laying down. Or, Vanessa likes to be a part of the reading. She wants to change the pages for me. So this is what we're going to do. Encourage this activity throughout as long as your child wants to participate. Also, encouraging healthy emotional growth. Emotional intelligence includes the ability to recognize and manage one's emotions. Babies as early as 1 month old display emotions that indicate they are keenly aware of what is happening around them. By 4 months, baby recognizes differences in facial expressions like happy, sad, and no expressions. When babies are content, they are more alert, attentive, and responsive. So, our babies are already, by the time they're 4 months, they are able to recognize our different emotions, if we're sad, if we're happy, if we're not. And what's in it that we can do as moms and dads? According to John Gottman, author of Raising an Emotionally Intelligent Child, there are 5 steps to helping children learn to handle their emotions. One, be aware of the emotions, both yours and your child's. Two, connect with your child. Encourage your child to talk about his emotions. Three, listen to your child without judgment. Four, help your child name the emotion he is feeling. Is he happy? Is he sad? Is he angry? Help your child find a solution of what he is feeling. If he's feeling upset, help your child find a solution to not being upset or not being scared. Value your child's range of feelings, including not only the positive ones, happiness, surprise, calm, but also the negative ones, which is anger, fear, jealousy, and disappointment. Show empathy for others and for your child. Look at things from your child's point of view. If he is sad about a broken toy, don't tell him it's silly or that it's only a toy. Have compassion to them. Be a good role model by handling your emotions in a healthy way. Remember, we are our children's first teacher. We are their main role model. They're always observing everything that we do, so we want to be good role models. And the second activity that we have here is mouthing toys. And for this activity, what you're going to need is going to be just toys that you already have in the home. And this is going to encourage curiosity and motivation for your infant. Infants explore objects using all of their senses, especially their mouth. Make sure that you have toys that are appropriate for their mouth exploring. Toys that can be washed and easily and don't have a long strings or small parts that can easily be a choking hazard. So for this, it could be toys that you already have at home. And remember, you want to use toys for this activity that you can wash and clean and dry out, because the first thing that infants do is try to put everything in their mouth, and this is what we're going to do. Have toys that are available or safe for infants to mouth. As your child explores the objects and acknowledge his play, you put the rattle in your mouth. You put the car in your mouth. Ask questions and use words that describe a sensory experience. Did the car feel smooth in your tongue? Observe your child for a response. For example, if he goos and puts the car back in his mouth, you might say, "Do you like the way the car feels?" Offer toys with various textures that he may explore in his mouth. Clean the toys regularly as needed. So you want to be, this is an activity where your baby is able to put toys in their mouth. We want to encourage our children to explore the toys by putting in their mouth. At this age group, it's more than fine, and they learn using all their senses. They learn by smell, they learn by hearing, by vision, and especially they learn by putting it in their mouth. So it's okay to have your child put stuff in their toys in their mouth, but of course, moms and dads, we want to make that appropriate. We want to have good toys for this activity, and just let them explore and use your language skills. We want to be asking open-ending questions. You want to tell them, "Oh, how does that feel? Is it rough? Is it hard? Is it mushy?" We want to be using all these vocabulary words. And that's for the second activity. And now what we have for our parent handouts is going to be, which is this one. All parents have good and bad days, and that is totally true. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with having a bad day, and there's nothing wrong with having good days. When it comes to parenting, there are good days and there are bad days. Every parent sometimes feels positively worn out. Taking care of a young child can have Taking care of a young child can leave you feeling like you never had a moment to yourself unless you find it after midnight, and then you may be interrupted by their small cry. You may wonder if someone else found an easier way to do your job. On bad days, you might secretly ask yourself if you're doing something wrong. No one knows a shortcut to being a good parent. Take take heart, you are probably doing fine. A lot of weariness goes a long way with being a parent. Bad days are usually followed by good days. All these days will pass as your little one becomes less demanding. Young children need parents who try to do their best with them every day. It doesn't mean parents succeed all the time. So there's not a bad and there's not good days. I sometimes have bad days and they end up being good days at the end of the day, or vice versa. We may start off with a good day and we might end up with a bad day. So that doesn't make us any less of a parent or anything. It's just it's just the way it is. And all parents go through this. And when you feel like you're at the end of the rope, call a good friend, talk to them, let your steam out. Or even though you sometimes feel overwhelmed, that doesn't stop you from being a good parent. You still care about and you love your child. Talking about it shows that you are responsible enough to know when you need to get help. Especially during these times of pandemic, things can get a little bit tougher, a little bit more stress into a parent. Parent is everything. Parent is providing a home for your child, providing food, providing love, care, attention, is everything, everything, everything. Also, also here where it says prime time parenting, it gives you a good windows opportunity. Will open and close during the first few years of life. Your baby's brain grows larger and more active depending on what he sees, hears, tastes, and touches and smells. So it's always important for us to encourage our little ones to use all their senses, and as well as us as parents always seek for help when we need the help. Don't try to take everything under your own wing. And when people tell you, "Is there anything I can help you with? I can watch them while you go grocery shopping," take the help. Sometimes we may feel like, "No, I got it." But knowing that we do need that extra hand, just take the extra hand. If it's a loving family or one of your friends, take the help. And then also here, you guys receive what is using your past. I did not have a great childhood. How do I make sure my children have better experience than I do? When most parents set their standards and expectations for parenting, they take into account the recollections of their own youth. As a first step toward understanding your own approach to parenting and to use that information in a positive way, examine it through prisms of your own childhood. Look back into your own childhood. Also, what do you remember about the family you grew up in? And particularly your relationships with your mother and your father. What do you appreciate most about the way they were raising you? So give that question, ask that to yourself, and there is no right or wrong answer about that. What did you mostly enjoy doing with each of your parents? The answer to this question might give you the clue to what activities your own child might enjoy with you. Example, I remember that we used to go, well, and we still do, we'll go fishing with my dad or just go to the lake or go to the fish. And I remember that with my mom, we used to take care of her plants. We used to do gardening with her. So it was two different activities, but I enjoyed both of them as much as they enjoyed doing it with us. Also, what do you feel when their greatest shortcomings as parents? If your own father became abusive when he got angry, for example, you might feel anxious whenever tempers flare in your own household, and you might try to avoid angry confrontations. You want to look back and how is it your experience were as you growing up, and all these answers will help you with the new experience for your children. Also, what they have here is using your childhood memories. Think about the significant events that took place in your own childhood. What do you remember about moves to a new city, starting a school, illnesses, losses? The childhood memories can affect how you relate in your own youngsters today. If you had a tough time moving into a new neighborhood when you were young, you might find it hard to put your own child through the same experience. If the first day of a new school, if it was always difficult for you, you might feel especially anxious when it's just your child's first time going back to school. This is some questions that will help you, and you want to think about them and answer them and write them down. It's not going to be make you any less of a parent or so or a person. You just want to use this information to be able to move forward. And this one gives you a website where you can actually go and get more resources, actually called healthychildren.org. And I hope you guys actually read the resource. And when your home visitor gives you a call, you guys can evaluate more on it. You guys can deliberate. You can, talk about your own experiences or share your experiences with your home visitor, and all these questions and answers, it's best if you just write them down. And when your home visitor calls, you'll be able to say, when I read this question, it reminded me of this when I was little. And you know what? I didn't even think about it. Maybe now that's why I get anxious when I go somewhere new, when my little one goes to a new place, because I used to get nervous when I used to go to a new place. Those are just open-ending questions. Thank you so much for being here with me and being patient and enjoying this video and continuing to watch these videos. I wanted to remind you guys that we will be having applications at this moment. If you know anyone that's interested in our home-based program, please, please, please refer them. Our best referral is always you, mom and dad. You guys can give them the point of view of a parent, as far as us giving them the point of view as a home visitor. We like it when you guys refer families to us, and many of you already have, and that makes us happy and makes us feel good that we're doing an awesome job as well as you are. Thank you one more time. Take care. Stay safe, and I will see you next week.